Lakeside Dental Clinic, Go Island, is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic.
It was 100 years ago today, on August 22nd, that the War Measures Act was implemented in Canada. It was the beginning of the World War I internment operations in our country, and today we are acknowledging that significant historical event with the unveiling of a plaque. Reconstructing whale bones at the Deep Bay Marine Field Station, cupcakes, simple and sweet, and bringing back the art of food trading. That is the official unveiling of a plaque, and a ceremony just like this took place across the entire country, 100 different locations, revealing a 100-year plaque recognizing the War Measures Act of World War I, and British Columbia here in Nanaimo, actually the last of those communities, all doing it at 11 o'clock. August 22nd. We're heading up to the Vancouver Island University Deep Bay Marine Station. Earlier this summer, a gray whale washed ashore, the bones of which have been collected and reassembled for an education exhibit. Here's Annette Lucas. The whale reconstruction project was made possible by public support. There are 13 bones left, all vertebrates that are still up for adoption, I guess we could say. So if you'd like your name on a whale bone, you can go online, www.viu.ca/deepbay. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. The event here today was an initiative of the Ukrainian-Canadian Civil Liberties Association, and the objective was to reveal plaques across the country at 11 o'clock on August 22nd. Nanaimo played a significant role in the internment camp and the War Measures Act as it related to Ukrainian people. How so?
Well, we certainly have a part of the history of the internment program in that we were sort of a initial gathering point for internees before they were sent on to more permanent camps. So Nanaimo had an internment camp for approximately 1 year, 1914 September to 1915 September, and down by the waterfront near the yacht club. And yeah, that's part of our history.
Now, across the country, there were more than 8,500 people in internment camps between 1914 and 1920.
Yeah.
That seems so recent.
Yeah, not long ago when you think about it. Yeah, 100 years.
Now, there are two plaques here today.
Yes.
What's going to happen with the second?
Well, the second plaque is actually going to be taken by myself, and we'll have the city install it on the internment cairn that was installed in 1997 near the yacht club. And basically, this will be a second plaque added to that cairn.
Excellent, thank you. We're going to talk to some people who were directly affected by the internment camps. It is a part of their ancestry, a part of their own personal stories. We'll be back with more after a short break. Still to come today, stopping by a wee cupcakery, trading food, catches, and creations, and reliving one of Vancouver Island's biggest festivals. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4, and we will rejoin the ceremonies here today at St. Michael's Ukrainian Catholic Church on Victoria Avenue as we look back on 100 years since the War Measures Act was implemented in Canada and how that affected our Ukrainian community and still does to this day. But we're going to switch gears just a little bit. If you've been following over the past week or so, you know that I was tagged in the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, which I did, and at the end of that, I tagged Kelly Robinson. Well, she accepted, and here she is.
The way this challenge works is it's about raising funds and awareness for ALS. I didn't know that it could affect anybody at any age. There's no known cause or cure, so it's definitely a great cause to get behind. And behind me is Todd and Derek, and they're waiting. They're gonna do it any minute.
Okay, 5, 4, 3.
Woo! That's a cool one. Okay, the way this works is I get to nominate 3 more people. They can either take the challenge and have the ice water on their head, or they can pay $100 to ALS. I nominate Jocelyn Matui behind the camera. Woo! I nominate all the girls, I know that's a little bit cheating, all the girls at retail here at Shaw, and I nominate my cousin Jessica. You guys got 24 hours.
All right.
As you saw there, Kelly tagged and nominated our very own Jocelyn Matwee, along with a few other Shaw employees and some family members. Rebecca is her cousin. Jocelyn has also accepted the challenge. She's going to make a dedication and raise a little bit of money to donate to ALS British Columbia. And if you'd like to follow that happening in this turn of events, it's crazy how it just one connects to another, and the reach that this campaign has made is incredible. You can follow what Jocelyn does through our own social media feeds on Facebook and Twitter, of course. We're going to throw things over now to Jocelyn Matwee, switching from buckets of ice to, well, shelves of cupcakes. Father Theo Machinsky is visiting Nanaimo from Victoria. What was your role here today?
My role, partly for leading divine liturgy of the people, but also to lead the service of the internment. It's the 100th anniversary we're celebrating, just to give a bit of an insight as to what happened 100 years ago with the Ukrainian people. But properly, this is my parish here at St. Michael the Archangel here in Nanaimo that I serve.
Now, what happened very quickly, and things turned, and something that was based on goodwill turned very tragic very quickly. What happened? How do you put this in context?
It did actually. Very early on, late 1800s, early 1900s, there was a call from Canada for people from Europe, mostly Germany, Austria-Hungarian Empire, to come to Canada to help build the infrastructure of the cities as they're growing. They called on them because they're farmers. They knew how to clear, to work the land. So they came here with that intention, to slowly build up a new life. And at the time, under Austro-Hungarian rule, they had a lot of their liberties, a lot of their rights taken away. Canada, they heard about this freedom, so they came for freedom and to start a new life. That was the original intention of coming here.
And that's not what happened.
It's not. Shortly after, and the time frame quite quickly, July 28th, 1914 is when war broke out. But before that, between Austria and Germany, a call from the Austrian-Hungarian Empire of all her loyal subjects to come and fight this battle. And in a very short time frame, a few days later, August the 4th, England, Great Britain joins the war. Previously, the Ukrainians had the notion of going back to help their motherland, but now they're in Canada under British rule. So who do we join? Who do we belong to? The church was always the center of the community life of the people. So Bishop Budka issues a letter telling the people that, I know we said Austria has asked for our help, but we live here in Canada. We pledged allegiance to King George V of England. We are now Canadian citizens. We must now fight for Canada, which is what they tried to do.
And they ended up in internment camps.
Exactly. Also on August 4th is when Canada brought into legislation the War Internment, the War Measures Act, for those that were considered enemy aliens would be interred. Of course, during the Austrian-Hungarian rule, Ukraine was taken over by Austria, so their passports were stamped by Austria. Language was a problem. They went back to fight, a lot of them for Britain, but as they're leaving the country, they checked their passport, Austria. You're an enemy alien, leaving the country, they were interred. Those that didn't properly register because of language or time frame, their passport said Austria, and they were considered enemies of war. The information somehow didn't get to Canada that they were Canadian. They wanted to fight for Canada.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
We're going to talk more about the impact that has generations later after we check in with Kelly Robinson. She's looking at a group of hunters, gatherers, and farmers who are working together in a cooperative atmosphere to share and trade food. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We've moved into the hall of St. Michael's Ukrainian Catholic Church here in Nanaimo. Descendants of people who spent time in the internment camp here in Nanaimo are gathering to share stories and share the information that they have, because it wasn't something that people who were in the internment camp like to talk about, and more information is coming out to the public. If you're interested, you can contact the Nanaimo Community Archives. We're going to throw things over now to Meg Cuthbert. Sunfest took place in Duncan a couple of weeks ago, a huge event for Vancouver Island. Our very own Meg Cuthbert had such a great time, she's still living in the moment. And that brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. It's been an honor to be a part of the recalling of the 100th anniversary of the War Measures Act here at St. Michael's Ukrainian Catholic Church in Nanaimo. Before we go today, there's a show coming up at the Port Theatre that we really want to share with you. Friday and Saturday, September 5th and 6th. The national acrobats of the People's Republic of China are here direct from Beijing with a new show called Cirque Peking. It's one of only a handful of performances in British Columbia. Now, the company was formed in 1951 and they are one of the most acclaimed acrobatic troupes in China. There are 3 performances to choose from: Friday, September 5th at 7:30, Saturday, September 6th, also at 7:30, and there is a family show added on September the 6th that is a little bit shorter, that runs at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can contact the Port Theatre for more details and to pick up your tickets. It's coming up really quick, September 5th and 6th already. Thanks for watching this edition of Go Island. I'm Overtime as usual. We'll see you next time.
Lakeside Dental Clinic Go Island is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic, a division of the Vancouver Island Implant Center, delivering dental services, including dental implants and sedation dentistry, all under one roof. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.